As the Abbott government moves to scrap the carbon tax, a new report suggests we are nowhere near ambitious enough in terms of trying to cut back on carbon emissions. To help us discuss this and other political issues of the day, we're joined by Parliamentary Secretary to the Prime Minister, Joshua Frydenberg. Welcome back into Breaking Politics, Josh.
Nice to be here in Canberra with you, Tim.
Good on you. 15% should be our target for 2020, not 5%, according to the Climate Change Authority today. Are they right?
No, look, we believe we've got the right target, our 5% reduction by 2020. But I might add, Tim, it's a bipartisan target. It's a target that both sides are committed to. We believe we'll get there through our direct action plan, not through the carbon tax. We believe that's just going to hike electricity bills for the average family and for small businesses as well, and it's a punitive tax. So we believe we've got the right measure with our direct action plan, and we believe we've got the right target at 5%.
Climate Change Authority wants to treble that target at a minimum. 5 times would be its ideal, 25%. Why is a seemingly expert and credible panel like that so far from the political consensus?
Well, as you know, this has been a very complex debate in Australia, but we're also very cognizant of what's happening in the rest of the world. As politicians and as political leaders, we have to understand what is going to be the impact of any particular measure on jobs in Australia, what's going to be the impact on our economic capacity, as well as, of course, what's it going to mean for the environment. The problem with the carbon tax, Tim, is even though it's putting this tax on households and businesses, emissions are still going to go up. It's going to go over to 600 million tonnes. And so the problem with the carbon tax is not actually the best way to deal with emissions. And when you look around the rest of the world, no other country has an economy-wide tax like Australia. The Productivity Commission told us that, and that's why one of the reasons why we're going down the path we are.
But this isn't about the carbon tax, is it? It's about our level of ambition, it says we're way short of the mark.
Well, we believe we've got the target right, and as I said, it's a bipartisan target.
What evidence do you cite to lay against the Climate Change Authority to say, no, this is the right target and it's the right target for these reasons?
Well, this is what we've been working on for some time, and it is based on the scientific discussions. And, you know, Greg Hunter has had a wide range of consultations with appropriate bodies, and that 5% number has been out there in the public arena for some time.
Scientific?
Well, he's been obviously very much in discussions with the relevant scientific bodies over his time as both Shadow Environment Minister and now as the Environment Minister. And look, our debate, Tim, is not about... We're actually not debating the science here, right? That's the point. We're not debating the science. We believe... we believe that climate change is real and it needs to be tackled. That's why we want to spend taxpayers' money on this direct action plan. But we believe it's a much more effective means of meeting those targets, of dealing with the issue, than the alternative, which is the carbon tax.
Aren't we debating the science if we are saying to the scientists, you're wrong, you're too ambitious, we shouldn't be going for anything like the targets you're suggesting, which is what the government and Labor are saying this morning?
Well, we believe we've got it right, and we believe that 5% target is sufficient. We believe it's based on proper consultations. By the way, it's the target we took to the Australian people, and there is an issue in that, is that, you know, you're up front with the Australian people. This is what your target is. This is the amount of money you're going to spend on it, and this is why we want a mandate from you. The other side of politics went to the election saying this was their target and this was their way and means, namely the carbon tax, and it was firmly repudiated. So let's stick to our mandate.
Under the government of which you're a part, the Climate Change Authority, the author of this report, has a pretty short lifespan, doesn't it? Might we be looking at some bitterness here, do you think?
No, I hope not. Look, we have telegraphed, Tim, all our moves in relation to what we were going to do with the Climate Change Commission, with the bureaucracy more broadly, and obviously with the carbon tax. So this is no surprises.